How you guys doing? Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Well, today you're going to learn something about aquatic turtles. Something that I'm not really too familiar with, but we're going to give it a shot. So you guys all remember that video of Hubert, the freshwater fly river turtle. Well, he came in with this nasty wound on his shell, which we were trying to heal. So we're going to go ahead and use some practices that I've learned from myself over the years with, half land, half water turtles. And I'm also going to take some advice from some friends over in Australia who have a little bit more experience with these guys. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so for starters, you guys might not know, but these fly river turtles don't really need to come out of the water, but when a turtle is healing, it is good practice for these guys to be dry locked for several hours a day. So I will be taking him out of the water for 6 hours a day, and then I will be letting his shell dry out a bit. And then once that shell dries out, we're going to use this stuff right here. This is betadine solution. Alright guys, so we are day 2 of treatment with Hubert, the fly river turtle. So you see we have him in this tub with a wet towel. That's to protect him so his shell doesn't get any sort of sores while we're dry locking him. Now while he's being treated, we want to go ahead and dry lock him for 4 to 6 hours a day starting off. And then while we do that, I put that betadine solution onto his shell. What this will do is kill any of the bacteria on the shell and give him the most optimal conditions for all this skin to grow back. You can see already it's starting to scab up, and I can see that skin's going to start growing back here soon. I've already had him out of the water now for about an hour. Now we're going to go ahead and take this betadine solution and pour it on his shell. You want to spread it in, basically get it in every little nook and cranny. Now this is something I personally I heard about before. I have not tried it. So this is basically a first time I'm going to be trying this with the fly river turtle. As you know, there's not really much information on them out in the world. So this we called in, one of our members actually called in and gave us some advice on the turtle. So we're listening to him. Now basically you let that betadine solution soak into the shell, and then probably in about 4 or 5 hours you can come in, rinse everything off the shell, and re-release him into the water so he can feed and get a drink. Okay, so here is Hubert. You can see this is just day 4 of treatment. Now we did skip a day because I was not here for to be able to take him out and dry lock him, so he stayed in water that day. So I say day 4 as in the 4th day of the betadine solution. This is actually 5 days since we've gotten them. But you can already see right here, there is skin starting to grow back. It's not a whole lot, but progress is progress. Now that this skin is covering here, this wound will slowly start receding this way. And you can see there's different little patches where it's starting to grow back in. So within time, you're going to see this all closing back up. You can see around this whole outside here, that's starting to close up. This whole wound here is closed up. This little guy here is closed up. Right through here, there's skin all through there. So this is much better. Even down here, you can see a bunch of skin starting to grow. So I'm just giving you guys a daily update of how Hubert is doing and how awesome this treatment actually works, and if it does actually work. So this is just my opinion on this, but we're going to go ahead and let him dry for about a half hour, and then I'm going to reapply the betadine solution. Now usually what I'll do is just pour a few drops all the way down the top of his shell, and then I'll take my finger and I'll spread it in, and then allow that to dry in there. And then before releasing him, you always got to make sure you wash that off so it doesn't affect nobody else in the water. Okay, so here it is on camera as promised. Here's the betadine solution. And all I'm gonna do do a couple drops on top of his shell, like I said. Now I'm just going to take my finger and rub it in. You just want to coat every area that is affected. Go maybe a 1/4 inch past. And what this does, it gets rid of all the bacteria. Now you guys are probably tired of hearing that, but this is a little bit more of a educational trial and error. This is my means and methods for trying to cure this turtle. So now he's going to sit for probably another 5 hours with this solution on here. I'll show it after it dries, and then you guys can see what it looks like. So here is Hubert. He's been dry now for several hours. Like I said, I usually wipe him off before he goes back in. So I just take fish tank water and then I'll rub down his shell in the affected area and basically wash off all of that betadine. We'll do this a couple times and then we'll go ahead and release him back into the tank. Alright, so I wanted this video to be a day-by-day progression of Hubert. Well, you know, life gets in the way and we had a lot more projects pop up. So you guys see this tank went through a few iterations during the video if you guys were paying attention. But this is now, I don't know, we've had Hubert here for about a month now. Let's go ahead and get him out so you can see him. Look how much his wound has healed up here. It is just ridiculous. It's closed up probably about 50%. You can see all this fleshy material that is now skinned over. It is not bare bone like it was when he first arrived. That is still a scab there, as well as them 2 little spots, but that is what's left of the scab. So the amount of growth and healing this little turtle's done has been quite amazing. So you guys can see in the video, you guys just seen this wound was about that wide. It's now closed in, and now it's closed in about 2 inches that way. You can kind of see where the new skin and old skin grow. The new skin kind of looks shiny and glossy. The old skin's a little bit more of a matte color, but he's got a lot more healing to do, but he's been being taken care of. We now have this divider in this tank just so he can be partitioned off from the other fish, because other fish were trying to go up and pick on his scab. So we didn't want anything to happen. So we put this divider in here. Now he's going to sit in here until he's fully cured. And then once he is fully healed, he's probably going to go over into the 4400, or he can roam this whole dog bone tank. This is 12 foot long. And you can get to do this, because if you see, you boop him on his nose, and he comes up and he hand feeds. That's Hubert, and I already fed you about 20 minutes ago. I should have got that on video of us feeding him. He loves apples and grapes, but one thing you have to be careful of are them chompers, because he just jumps up and he tries to get the food. He doesn't care if your finger's in the way or not. He just jumps up there and he bites. Now, I have been bitten by him because, you know, coming up, leaning on the tank, you do this, and he does that. So you forget, and you're just leaning on the tank, he'll come up and he'll nibble on your fingers, so you always got to watch that. But I just wanted to check back in with you guys and show you how much progression little Hubert has gone through here. He's still got a lot more healing to do, so I will probably do another video like this and show you guys how long the progression is from this size wound until fully healed. So we've had him now for about a month. So I am happy with how things are going. We still do dry lock them and put the betadine solution on them. So that is a big plus for turtles and their shells to regrow some skin. That is something I did not know, but it has been working great. And also the power of nice clean water and a little bit of food. You can see Hubert is just very active and loving his life. And of course we got little Diesel out here. Hi buddy. Aw, you like being out in the fish room? So every time I come out to the fish room, I just let him off his run, and he goes running around. He hangs out with his fishy friends here. He loves to just gaze into these tanks, and he'll just sit there and watch these guys for hours, and he doesn't cause no trouble, doesn't stir up no problem, so it's kind of fun having him out here. So there goes to look at some of the other tanks. But Hubert, you've got to come around, bud. You got just a little bit more to go, and then you'll be free to swim around all you want. You can see his backside of his shell right there is kind of a little bit deformed. Might be from being in a smaller tank or too much protein. I'm not exactly sure, but that is my guess. But even his underside of his belly, let me see if I can get a picture of that. There we go. That is all healed. You can see there were some scabs on the underside. That has since been all healed up. And Hubert is putting on some weight. His underside is no longer sunken in. So I don't want to overfeed him, but I also want to make sure our boy is healthy. So Hubert is one healthy fly river turtle. He loves interacting with people. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friends.